Alright guys, today we are going to look at the X1 by Syma. Now in the box, this is ready to fly, and I wanted to talk about this helicopter, quadcopter, because it's at a great price point. I got this thing for 35 bucks. It'll do 3D flips at the push of a couple buttons, all types of cool stuff for 35 bucks. So let's first go ahead and look what's in the box. You get the quadcopter, you get your battery, you get your charger, your transmitter, and your instruction manual. The battery is a single cell 350 milliamp battery, and it says in the manual it takes up to an hour about to charge, giving you about an 8 to 9 minute flight. Now, what's cool about this is the price. 35 bucks is about what I got it for, and it's about on par, almost the same size as the Latrax Alias, which costs about 4 times as much. The Latrax Alias, again, will do flips and all types of cool things, but it is about 4 times the price. So for a way lower price, we have the X1 here, which does basically all the same things the Latrax does. Now this has a 3-axis gyro. I believe the Latrax has a 4 or 6-axis gyro. If I go ahead and look at the box, it might tell me really quick. 6-axis gyro on the Latrax. So you do have more gyros on the Latrax than you do on the X1 here. But we're going to go ahead and see how it works. We're not going to flip it today. It's snowing outside, and it says in the manual it should be at 3 meters or around 9-10 feet to do the flips. But to do the flips, you actually hold down on the left upper button on the transmitter, and then it says you press the rudder up, down, left, or right. So it's kind of weird that they use the rudder for that instead of the ailerons. An elevator button on the right, but it says use the rudder to pick how your flip's going to go. There's a low and high rate by pressing the right upper button. And let's go ahead and just show a couple other things if you guys are looking. All these quadcopters are just around the $40 price point. Here is, can we see it on camera? No. Here is the SD's Proto X, and then we got the Hubs and X4. Both great quadcopters, both around the same price point, between 35 and 50 bucks depending on where you get them. And then we have the X1. So 3 different sizes, all great for different types of flight. They're all good for indoor, but the X1 is going to need a bigger room, more like a gym. I'm going to fly it in my small room here just for testing. These two little guys over here, of course, they'll fly anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and get our battery charged up. The last thing you get in the box is an extra set of blades or props here. And I think I told you the instruction manual. So we'll go ahead and get the battery fully charged up, and then we'll go ahead and see how this thing flies. Alright guys, we got the X1 charged up and ready to go. First time I'm flying it, so I'm going to bind it. I'm going to turn it on here, put it on a flat surface, and it should start blinking fast, I believe, in a second. I think it should. There we go. So I think we're in bind mode. If you can see it on the table, I'm not sure, but it's blinking fast at me. And now we're bound. So I'm going to actually fly it in beginner mode to begin with, and low rates, and then I might switch up to high. Oh wow guys, wow. Let me get it a little bit up here, hold on. I'm going to sit over here so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit. Now I haven't moved it around yet, but check this out. Let me get it level here. Hands off hover, guys. That is pretty good. That's pretty good, guys. The hands off hover there. Let's see how it flies now. Let's go around the room a little bit. Okay, on low rates. Whoa, mushy. Oh god. Okay, on low rates, guys, very mushy controls. Very slow to respond. I don't like it on low rates. I mean, I can control it very slow if you want to have a level, even flight here. But don't try to go fast, because correcting to tip it, to correct a mistake or something, it's very slow. So in low rates you're going to do very slow flight like this, and it's okay. But like I said, you're not going to want to go fast. But for indoors, for a beginner, this isn't bad. And it's actually very easy to control. Let me go ahead and land it here. Okay, on low rates, guys, very nice control there. However, the controls, I use the word mushy sometimes. Very slow to respond, very slow to tip. It doesn't tip very much either. So if you're going towards a wall or something and you try to tip it the other way, very slow to react. So in beginner mode it's great if you want to fly around slow. Let's go ahead and try the high rates. So now I should be in high rates. I pressed the right button. I believe, yep, that's the button I was supposed to press, I hope. Otherwise, I'll still be in low rates. Go ahead and check this really quick. And it said, the one on the left is for high and low rates. So I pressed the wrong one. This one is for high, low rates. So now I'm in high rates. And again, guys, hands off hover. It's very stable. I'm pretty impressed with how stable it is. Let's see how it flies now. Very mushy. Very, very mushy, guys. Let's go ahead and try that again. The controls are good, but it's not a quick responding. This is more, I guess, a beginner helicopter because the controls are, see, I'm going backwards and going forward. It's very mushy controls, and I can adjust to that. I can adjust to the mushiness of it, but I can't do quick maneuvers. Quick maneuvers aren't so good in this because it doesn't want to respond quickly, it doesn't want to tip quickly. So you kind of got to fly this just like a relaxing day, you know, no fast, quick maneuvers. You can bring it around and do everything with it, but it's not a very quick responding thing. High rates is pretty much like a low rates to me. It is higher than low. Low is extremely low, and it's good for a beginner to learn on. But the response and the mushiness, I say that word because the mushiness of the controls I don't like. The Trax Alias is much faster to respond, more like a quick machine rather than a machine that's really slow to respond. This is like driving a Toyota Camry, and the Trax Alias is like driving a Subaru BRZ, let's say, because I own one of those. But overall, guys, very stable. It is controllable. Let's go ahead and land it. See, it's very slow to respond to everything. I like to do these maneuvers that are quick circles and stuff. Not just a pirouette. I'll do a pirouette real quick. Pirouettes are alright. It's holding fairly stable. Not bad. But I like to do these maneuvers where I turn, whoa, and at the same time do a pirouette. And it just doesn't have the travel on the movement enough to do those. So let's give a little bit of an overview on this. I'd say this is great for beginners. If you're learning, it's great. You're going to learn to hover. You can easily learn in low rates or high rates how to hover in every orientation. It'll do that for you, and it's very forgiving for just hovering and stuff. But if you want to get into fast tricks where you're like really tipping the helicopter around, you got to go for something different. This just isn't doing it. It is nice. I like it for the price, for a beginner, for someone that's even never flown before. This would be great. If you want to go crazy and stuff, go for the Trax Alias. Now this will do flips at the push of a button, so it will do them. But in terms of user flight control, it's not really the best. But like I said, I like it for a beginner. For the price, it's amazing. But if you're an advanced guy and you want to have a helicopter that you can really move around fast and it's going to do exactly what you tell it right when you tell it, this isn't the way to go. Anyways, guys, that's the Q1, or X1, sorry, it's the X1. And, you know, not bad for a beginner. Check it out for 35 bucks, you can't go wrong. See y'all later, happy flying. Alright guys, I wanted to give you a little demonstration. I got the Trax Alias there, and I wanted to show you the difference in how this flies compared to the X1 so you can see. So here we are up in the air. I'll try to do a hands-off hover quick for you guys, but this one's a little more squirrely because it has a lot more movement, especially on high rates. It's actually going to maybe be harder for me to do a hands-off hover in here with this because it is more squirrely, which I personally really like. But there we had it. So let me go ahead and show you just how this one flies now a little bit. As you can see, it's a lot faster. I can really control it. If I'm going to hit a wall, oh, I'm on the ceiling.
It has a lot more power though. If I'm going to hit a wall, I can back up and totally change it. And I'm going a little crazy right now. These are the turns I was talking about. And as you can see, it's just way more controllable for an advanced flyer. I couldn't, whoa. Very durable as well. See if I can take it up from there. Yep, here we go. Very durable, both of these helicopters, but this one, it's just, on high rates, I can really move it around here. I cannot do this type of flying with that X1. The X1's more for a beginner. So there we have it. I just wanted to show you the difference, and as you can see, pretty obviously the difference. Both are great, but the X1 is more for a beginner, the Alias more for an expert.